Mark, before tonight you asked for a much stronger defensive performance. You certainly got it tonight.
We did, but again, there was a little bit of disappointment there because we give a couple of penalties away, and on the back of the penalties they scored a couple of tries, and we've got to get that out of his game because last week it happened and it's happened again. But for 60 minutes to nil any team is pretty outstanding. And I thought they asked a lot of questions of us. We answered the question. I thought we were desperate towards the end there when they nearly scored a try, and the scramble were very good, and that bodes well for the rest of the season because it means the attitude is pretty good.
Also tonight you had people like Lalo Togogai and Kyle Wood and Jason Crookson. Is this the type of team you'd like to be able to put out every week?
Well, I'd like to think that we are getting people back. Competition for places is the key, and Woody's got a bit of spark, he's got a bit of speed, and he's got plenty of ability, and so has Quinton, and Jason oozes quality as well. So there's competition for places now, and people are looking over the shoulder and thinking, am I or aren't I? And that's nice. I've got to pick out a couple of people. I thought Liam Higgins in his first stint tonight were very strong. I thought Jack was. I thought Endo was absolutely outstanding in that first half. I thought Joe Hurst probably been his most consistent player through this period. So a lot of people are starting to show some of the things that we talk about, and obviously coming into the season we needed to get back on the bike after last week, and we've done that. It puts us in good stead coming into a tough game against Toulouse at Bramall Lane next week.
And during the game you had quite a battering from Chris Thorman with his high kicks, but people like Tim Bergen stood up well.
Well, they did, and we had to. As I said before the game, Chris Thorman's still a quality player, and his kicking game's as good as people in Super League, and he's going to ask questions here all over the park. And I thought his wingers stood up and they took the ball under pressure, and they were competing, and that's pleasing because obviously at times we're not necessarily consistent in that department. And yes, Quentin came up with a couple of mistakes later on in the game, and we backed up and we showed a lot of attitude, commitment to each other. They wasn't going to score a try, and they didn't, so really pleased with that part of the game.
And as people will see on Eagles TV, Menzieri put in a spectacular run. Was that the try of the season perhaps he set up?
So far. He's deceiving his Menzieri, and he's a little squat character that when he opens them little legs of his, he travels pretty quickly, and I thought Jason Crooks actually looked sharp on the end of that as well. So it was a great start, great play, and a great try. And I'm sure it'll be one of them at the end of the season that we'll reminisce about.
And it's good to get an away win early in the season. And is this set you up for, a couple of tough games? You've got Toulouse and then Halifax.
I think they're all tough, and as you can judge York by today, I thought York were good. And I thought they asked lots of questions. They were strong and they were tough, and they certainly threw everything at us. And we were just ground in there, stuck out, kept composed, and played right for the full 80 minutes. But the competition's very tough this year, and you've got to week in, week out, you've got to be consistent. If you're not consistent, you're not guaranteed to get the points.
So a happy journey home on the coach tonight, and some decent training sessions next week.
Yeah, we'll have a smile on his face. We might have a look at us on Saturday, have a bit of training, see how the boys feel. We'll be training Monday, Tuesday, Thursday next week. Have a look at us and picking a squad, and hopefully there'll be one or two other players like Dave McDonald back, Vinnie Finnegan will be in contention next week. So it bodes well. The reserves are playing tomorrow night, which is really pleasing. People like Johnny Woodcock's going to be playing his first game this season, and some of the guys that I made tonight will be playing. So we're really pleased about that. The reserves are playing, and people will play week in, week out now.